Are you looking for the best cameras for traveling? In this video we will look at some of the 7 best cameras for traveling on the market. Before we get started with our video,
we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range.
Starting at number 1, Sony RX100 V. The Sony RX100 V is one of the best cameras that you can add to your travel equipment. Sony partnered up with Zeiss to create a small camera that is a true beast when it comes to the image quality. That Sony is willing to release the 5th generation of the RX100 shows how popular the camera is and how much photographers are craving for this model. The 5th iteration of the successful series comes with a 20-megapixel sensor that the pure resolution of this camera is very well in the professional range and does allow to print big pictures that look beautiful on the wall. Zeiss lenses are known for their great quality and the autofocus is really fast. Being able to save the pictures in the RAW format does allow you to post-process the images quite creatively. Negatively pointed out can the low battery life and the not very intuitive interface of the camera. Positively, these things can be handled with additional batteries and a little time to know the camera better. Number 2, Nikon D5300. Although I am more a fan of mirrorless cameras and small compact cameras for traveling, there are also DSLRs that can make you happy while traveling. The great thing about such a DSLR is that you can also use it after traveling and you can pretty much do any kind of photography, for example in the portrait, landscape or wildlife direction. The Nikon D5300 costs a little under $500 and including the 1855 kit lens comes just short about $500. With the resolution of more than 24 megapixels, the body is capable of having a great image quality. Another big impact has the lens, and while the kit lens isn't the best, you have the choice of investing more money in a lens at a later stage if you want to. Admittedly, the camera is not the newest and has been available for a few years. Yet, the basic technology still holds a lot of value and the camera introduced a lot of new features at that time. The camera comes with built-in Wi-Fi, which makes it very easy to transfer your pictures and has GPS. If you feel that the weight won't drag you down and you want to have a camera in your hand that is a little bigger than the compact cameras, then the D5300 by Nikon is still a good travel camera. Combined with different lenses, you have the freedom of exploring different types of photography during and after your travel activities. Number 3, Fuji X100F. For my travel through Southeast Asia, the Fuji X100F was my choice of camera. I already had a lot of experience shooting with this camera in Berlin and doing some street photography. Being very delighted by its qualities and capabilities, I wasn't afraid to do some more serious projects only with this camera. The X100F was my choice of camera because, in contrast to popular belief, the 35mm lens isn't a limitation for me. But not worrying about which lens to choose does give me more creative freedom. iGen Panorama X100F travel camera. If you are not comfortable with using only the electronic viewfinder, you can switch to the optical viewfinder instead. Typical for mirrorless cameras, the battery life is not exactly great, but with a few spare batteries, I can get through a full day of shooting. From a personal experience, the camera is also very sturdy and did very well when photographing in sulfur smoke or in an elephant sanctuary. You may also have a look at my image gallery from my travel through Southeast Asia. Another fun fact is that a lot of people consider the camera to be a classic analog camera because of its vintage design. This can be a great conversation starter and a lot of people are very curious about seeing this camera in action and very friendly. For traveling, this is great to get closer to people and have a little chat with them. Number 4, Sony A7R III. Are you traveling and want to present your trip in the best possible way? Then the Sony A7R III is the best camera you can get on the market, in basically every aspect that describes a camera. The A7R III is top-notch, with over 42 megapixels. You can not only print pictures for your wall, but you can also plaster walls at an acceptable resolution. The image quality is one of the highest in the industry, and if you are an ambitious photographer, This camera can increase your chance to win a competition or land a few pictures in the next National Geographic issue. The high ISO performance is outstanding and does allow you to take pictures in very bad light conditions without using a flash. Capturing wildlife with this camera is also working like a charm with one of the highest burst modes available and a 5-axis in-body stabilization. You are very versatile in your choice of style. When it comes to video though, there are better cameras available. The A7R III does offer a 4K mode, but compared to the top-notch image quality, the video performance is rather lackluster. The Sony A7R III isn't very budget-friendly, but it does offer the best image quality that is available. Given the rather compact design and the lightweight, it is also perfectly suitable for traveling. Number 5. Nikon D750. The D750 is an all-around great camera. With its full-frame sensor, it performs very well in low-light situations, while offering great image quality thanks to the 24 megapixels. The low-light performance isn't limited to its image quality but also shows by its autofocus, which works very well in the lesser-lit environment. Most of the time, DSLRs are focused on either one aspect of photography or videography. The D750, on the other hand, does combine the strengths of different previous Nikon models to excel on both stages. Although the D750 does employ most modern features that make it a very competent camera, it does lack a tiltable screen. If you want to take videos of yourself, the D750 can be a bit tricky to work with for this reason. Sometimes, DSLRs are also preferred for its haptic. Having small cameras isn't always the most comfortable choice, and if you want to feel your camera a little bit better in your hand, the D750 has a great grip. Another technical strength is its dynamic range, which can cover a very broad field. This camera may not be a lightweight choice, but behind its extra pounds is a lot of power for your travel photography. Number 6. Canon 80D. The Canon 80D is one of the few DSLRs that feature a tiltable screen. Unfortunately, tiltable screens are not introduced in the highest categories of DSLRs yet. Nonetheless, the 80D still delivers good photographs, while being a good tool if you are interested to capture yourself during your next trip. In comparison to its previous generation, the autofocus has been improved, sporting 45 points now that are responsible for capture sharp images. The ISO performance has also been amped up and does very well for an APS-C sensor. I included this DSLR because it is aimed at videographers, featuring not only a tiltable screen but also microphone and headphone jacks. To my disappointment, the camera doesn't feature 4K but only Full HD. At the moment, the resolution is very sufficient, but who knows how fast new standards will be established. Should the limited video resolution not be a hindrance for you, then the 80D is the ideal DSLR for your videos, and yes, it does also have a great image quality. Number 7. Canon 5D Mark IV. The Canon 5D series is one of the most popular cameras for photojournalists and has been used in documentary projects a lot. Are you not only traveling for yourself but have a certain project in mind that you want to work on and need to bring it to a professional level? Then you won't do anything wrong going for the Canon 5D IV. With 30.4 megapixels, the resolution is one of the highest available. The processor has been improved compared to the 5D Mark III and allows for faster bursts. The high ISO performance and the dynamic range are additional strengths of the 5D IV. For videographers, this camera does offer the full 4K resolution, and with the built-in Wi-Fi, you can transfer the footage very quickly. All these features come at a high cost, and the 5D IV is definitely on the more expensive side of things. In return, you get a camera that offers a professional quality. If you are planning to travel and completing a personal project that you want to finish on a professional level, then the Canon 5D IV offers you everything that you need: a fast autofocus, outstanding resolution, quick burst, and great video quality.